Good morning everyone, it's Yvonne back to do your bonus read. We're going to use the Romantic Tarot for this reading. And let's see what's going on in the old Romantic Tarot world today. Alright, so we have the Devil card coming straight through. The Devil card is a card, I love the Devil card. I feel like it's probably the most versatile card in a tarot deck. It has so many different meanings. At its very least, I mean, it can talk about just having obsessions or, you know, perhaps being a little over the top with something. But at its worst, it can mean something that's quite detrimental. It does talk about the ego state. So it talks about addiction. It talks about narcissism. It talks about codependency, all the extremes of everything we do in life. It can talk about our fears. It can talk about all the things that have developed in the ego state. So anything that we take over the top, anything that we need to have control of, whether that's self-control or control over another. But what it really talks about is a state of being tied to something that is creating control in your life or creating the energy of someone else having control over you. And I guess that's what it really comes down to, regardless of where it's coming from. The ego is all about control. It's about us controlling how we do things because we fear things. It's controlling how we love because we fear not being loved. But whatever it is, the ego state is very much about control. When the Devil card comes up, it talks about the awareness of that. It talks about being aware of your own control of other things, the control you need over yourself, or the control you're pushing over other things outside of yourself. But the control comes from a state of fear, or learning other people's fear. Or it's almost like replicating someone else's energies. And we learn to do that very early in life because people role model their own stuff to us, whether that is fear, control, or whatever. And I feel like here, the devil energy is representing perhaps some form of control in your outside environment. And maybe you're in an energy of understanding how to release control, how to let go of control, how to understand how control controls you. But whatever this is, there is sort of like almost a caution here. So I want to go a little bit deeper to understand it. Somebody is coming towards you here, possibly a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. This is somebody who's moving very, very slowly towards you after making some sort of decision here. This is an energy of choosing a new direction. Somebody's chosen to move towards you here as part of some sort of soul contract. Now the Four of Cups, and then we have the Ten of Cups. This is really interesting energy, and I can't quite grasp the energy, so just bear with me for a moment. There is a feeling here that somebody is coming towards you who may be quite controlling or quite narcissistic. Now, I feel like you're seeing this person coming, feeling like somehow or another this person is fulfilling some sort of energy within you here. But I feel like there's a need here for you to be cautious about how you progress with this person and the Four of Cups. I'm feeling here that this person may not have your best intention at heart. This may be a person who is extremely controlling, maybe even, like I said, have narcissistic tendencies, or be a person who likes to have their own way in something. Now, if you've been doing your work, you would have started to understand how to recognize and implement boundaries. And we talk about that all the time on this channel, about how important it is to ensure that you are being listened to and you're being respected. And sometimes people will constantly press or push those boundaries to see how much they can get away with. And a very good indication of that is when you say no to someone, no means no. But if you get someone who keeps pushing that, then you've got a problem on your hands, because that person is testing your boundaries. So say, for example, you're on a date and the person says to you, I want to see you tomorrow. And you say, well, I can't. I've got plans with my family, so I can't see you. And they go, but I'd really like to see you. You know, I'd really like to take you here and do this. And you say, no, I can't. I've got plans with my family. And they say, surely you could move those plans around for me, you know, because I'd really liked, and it just goes on like that. And I always say to people, no means no. It is a complete sentence. If somebody's pushing you like that, they are already starting to test your boundaries. It is a red flag. And I feel like here you've got somebody who's coming in here who may have made some sort of decision that they want you here, because you've got the Two of Wands coming through. I feel like this person is coming towards you here as part of your learning. This is a person who's here to test you, to see whether you've learned along the way about your own personal boundaries. So let's have a look and see where we're going. It's funny, isn't it? Because children do it. Mum, can I have a lolly? No, darling, it's dinner time. Oh, but please, can I have a lolly? No, it's dinner time. Now, this is very imperative when you're a parent, because if you turn around then and go, oh yeah, sure, then you've already taught a child that boundaries are meant to be broken. So if you say no, you've got to stick with your no. And if you're not going to stick with it and you do feel later that you want to break that, don't do it at the time the child's pushing. Do it for another reason later on. So we have the Three of Cups coming through here. I'm just going to put another card with that, and I have the Hanged Man. So I feel like somehow or another you may be dealing with someone here that you need to have a really good look at. The Three of Cups could mean you're dealing with someone who's left another situation here. Absolutely. You could be dealing with someone who's perhaps coming in that's left another situation. Maybe they haven't had the time to heal that they need to heal here. I do see you sort of contemplating here whether this is right for you or not, because we do have the Hanged Man coming through. King of Wands coming through with the King of Cups. I see you trying to make a decision here. But I look at this and I think, have you got someone returning to you here that you haven't seen them for who they are before, but now you're seeing them for who they actually are? Maybe that Ten of Cups is saying that you've achieved something in your life here that is going to make you feel abundant. Maybe you've been dealing with somebody here who is now showing you their true colours. Maybe somehow or another here, this person is starting to show you who they actually are. I can see with the Hanged Man, though, that you're looking at this from different angles, trying to understand what's happened here. I feel like somebody's coming in here that perhaps you've dealt with before and you've not seen this energy before. And now, because of your work, because you understand, because of all the lessons you've been through in regards to this healing, that you're starting to see something that you didn't see before. Okay, I have fire and water being represented here. You could be dealing with either. All right, so we have the World card coming with the Chariot card and the Two of Swords. There's some sort of decision you're making here. Some sort of decision about somebody, but I feel like what's happened with this Hanged Man, it's like you're seeing something for the first time or seeing something differently. Oh, do excuse me. You're seeing something very differently here. I feel like this person is showing you something that they haven't seen. I feel like they want to move forward here. There's a completion of some sort of energy coming through. Let me get some more cards. I want to dig real deep on this. 9 of Pentacles with the 3 of Swords. You're cutting something off here. You're cutting something off because you're seeing something you didn't see before. All right, let's have a good look. I feel like you may be dealing with someone here who has some beautiful red flags to show you that you weren't seeing before because you were unhealed. There is somebody who's been moving very, very slowly towards you here. They may have made a choice to move back towards you, because I have a feeling that although I don't have the cards here, that you may already know this person, or you may be familiar with this person. So it may be somebody in your friendship group or somebody around you who's finally sort of decided to ask you out, ask you on a date, that you're seeing things that you've not seen before. This is part of your soul contract. So what I feel here, it's like the energy of the universe showing you something so you can understand how far you've come on your journey or how much you've healed. I feel like here there's a dissatisfaction with what you're being offered, and you may be about to say no to this offer and cut this person out. If you don't, then maybe it's going to take a little while for you to see the toxicity in this person. The 10 of Cups here says to me that somehow or another you're going to achieve something from this lesson that's going to help you move forward in life. So it's like you're being shown something to show you how far you've come. I feel like somebody is coming in here. The 3 of Cups tells me that they may have left something behind here to move towards you. This person appears to be something that they are showing and they're not, because I have the Hanged Man here, which sort of says to me you're going into your own energy here to try and work out what you're seeing. So maybe you thought this person was a certain way, but they're not. They're completely different, because you're closing out some sort of cycle here. You're putting down some burden. So it must be something you're learning during this time about yourself. The Chariot card tells me that you are moving forward. The 2 of Swords also makes me feel like you may be on the fence with this person. What was that card? The 4 of Cups coming through again. This may be an offer that you may not take. I see the 9 of Pentacles, so I feel like you're going it alone here. I feel like you're choosing to move away from this energy. You're closing out a cycle. I feel, especially with this 3 of Swords and the King of Swords, that you're putting an ending to something, that you've seen something very different here. You know, this 3 of Swords tells me there may be some pain in cutting this person out. There may be some pain in leaving them behind here, but you're taking on the King of Swords energy, which sort of says to me that this particular situation is not serving you, and you're sort of taking the higher ground here. The 4 of Cups jumped out at me again. So it's sort of like this offer is not for you. That's the energy that's coming through. I feel like this person is showing you a very different side of them that you've not seen before. Oh, here we go. Let's see what Spirit has to say here. Yeah, there's a lot of 2s in this reading, and 6 of Swords. A lot of making decisions and moving away from things. I feel like with this 10 of Wands, there's like the end of a cycle here. You know, and this is what I always say to you, you know, people manifest, they want something, but they don't actually realize when it drops in their lap what it looks like. It's that whole thing of being really like hankering for somebody to ask you out on a date, and you go out on a date with them and you think, I've had a crush on you for months, and you're not the type of person I want to spend my time with. So it's like almost like with this 7 of Pentacles here, be careful what you wish for. I feel like you're dealing with someone who's extremely toxic, but you may have fell under the spell of their charm to start with. So you may be dealing with someone who was extremely charming. I feel like for some of you, this may be somebody you work with or somebody you've crossed paths with at work, because there's an energy of familiarity here. So either you know this person or you've had some sort of dealings with this person before, but you've seen them at their best. You've seen them in their charming state and you've been taken in by what they presented to you. I feel like now you're seeing a very, very different side of this person. All right, let's bring you in an oracle card. Oh, Heart of Sky. You know, that's really interesting because that is the card I got out for the What's Cracking reading. I'm pretty sure of it. So I'm going to pull you another card. If you want to go back and see the meaning of that, go back to that. We have the card of Thunder, which is again interesting because I've had cards of elements all week here. So it sort of makes me wonder what's going on. We've had wind, thunder, lightning, all of them. Thunder. Legends speak of great thunder beings who live in the sky and call for your attention when great occurrences are meant to happen in the world. They warn when tensions in a situation are called upon to be released. Their presence in your reading reminds you of the dramatic moments in life that change everything. Both awesome and frightening when thunder arrives, it is also a wake-up call, one that you will not soon forget. When thunder comes into your reading, it refers to a big, dramatic change that feels like a herd of wild bison on the run. You feel it right through your bones and you know that you are powerless to influence whatever events have been set in motion. This is a time to be prepared for anything. Your life is an adventure and wonderful opportunities are arriving now. The trick is to learn to run with them. Qualities that you'll need now more than ever are flexibility, dexterity, and a willingness to experience it all without dictating from where or in what form opportunities will come. Your destiny is arriving. Be ready. You know, Spirit has been saying for a while that something is coming in to show you. And I feel like here, maybe you're seeing something for the first time that you've not seen before. And maybe this will teach you how far you've come on your journey. All right, I'll leave you with that. Thank you.